it has been a while that I have posted something on this channel, but I'm back, and a bit more seriously now. So I've been away working in a 1900 century village, some touristic site where I was a 1900 painter. So the village is the village of Bournat in Le Bourg in France. So that was for the season. That's why I haven't posted much over the last 4 or 5 months. So now I'm back into my studio. I will show you a few pictures of that village, and you know, just to so you can see what was happening there. But for today we are going to do a drawing. The drawing of this drawing is actually here. I'm going to put a picture on the screen. So do this drawing. This is actually a blacksmith hut that I painted from the village actually. So that's part 2, which I'm going to show straight after in a couple of days. But first we are going to do the drawing together, and what I want to show is that we can with just one color, it's burnt sienna, that we can get those values that we have here. We can put them on the painting board, on the canvas, and then the third step will be the color. So stay with me. I am grateful that loads of you are still visiting my channel, and hopefully we get it all started back. So let's start the drawing, and I'm going to change the angle of the camera. Enjoy, and I speak to you next time. That's me and one of my friends. There we have the knife maker, the gardener, there we got the shepherd with his geese, the duchess, the coach driver, the baker, the weaver, jewel maker, and even some horse ride. There we have the mill, and now some of my paintings. These are paintings that are made on site, and I had good fun there. So now let's get started with our drawing. So I'm using just a paper sheet, and my pencil will be a Faber-Castell. They're 9000 jumbo, so they're thicker pens, and I'll sharpen it with a longer tip so I can do some flats, you know, in a bigger sweep, just like that. Makes it easier to fill in, and then I've got the sharp point to make some strokes, some fine lines. So I get jumbo pencils now because they are much more solid. They don't break every 2 minutes on me, and they're very durable. They're a very good pencil, that is. So I've got a HB, 2B, 4B, 6B and 8B. But here we're only going to use the HB. So that's the picture we are drawing from, and this is the blacksmith hut. So we will make our own painting out of this picture. So to start with, I get my landmarks for the floor, so I do the thirds and I stay a little below the third. Just try to stay free as you draw this and only draw the outlines, so we are not filling in right this moment. I did fast forward this video a little bit, as you can see. There is no need for me to show every single stroke, you know, as long as you understand the gist of it. So as you can see, I'm just drawing the outlines. This is the baker's house. I should say the bakery. It's not the house, it's the bakery. And so I go and put all the elements in with no shadows, no difficult forms either. Keep it simple to start with. And if needed, also simplify your drawing. So my light's coming from the right. I'm starting to fill in now, starting with the corner left in the shadows. I'm also going to refine now every single item, like the trees, the house, etc. Put a little bit more interesting strokes in there. But what is important there is to establish a value. Once you establish your darkest darks, you need to go from there with the rest of your values in the drawing. The same will go for the painting. So just have fun with it and make interesting shapes. Do you see in the picture it is loose, the tree is quite open, but I decided to make it blocky as it is much more interesting for the viewer to have a tree who really calls tree. So here I'm careful with the values. See, I'm dark one side, so I have to be light the other and play with light and darks. There we're filling the bricks in that little bridge. So later on, when we put the color on, those light and dark shade will be substituted by warm and cool colors. Of course, I will make sure that the value stays correct. So again, I try to make some interesting forms in that tree, and I'm going to start to fill in the shadows and the light. We're filling in between, leave those trunks more or less white. Here we filled in the shadows. While forming the tree. But whatever happens, you need to be darker than the sky or even the foreground floor, even within the light. You can have some bright highlights, but the overall shape of the tree needs to be darker than the sky or even the floor. So just like me, just have fun with it. Here that value needs to be similar to the tree value. There is a little chimney. And here we are lighter on the wall. There are yellow walls, so we will make the difference again, as I said, with the temperature of the color. Though these shadows in the foreground need to be dark too. Well, it's still a bit of the midground, that. Make interesting shapes and shadows. Try not to repeat yourself. Now we put the value on the ground. And I make sure that the ground is just a touch darker than the sky, but still lighter than the rest of the elements in the painting, or in the drawing I should say. We can go a little darker towards the front to have a perspective who reads well. And that's it, the drawing is done. So that wasn't complicated, was it? So if you require the PDF, you may write to me in the email below, and I will send you the PDF of this drawing. Just put a few highlights in, and that's it. So thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you at the next step when, well, I'm gonna put this in one value in burnt sienna, and then later on the third step where we are going to color everything in. Alright, I wish you happy painting, and I see you soon.